Welcome to Through the Ages. Today I would like to share the story of Abraham's other son, Ishmael. You might remember that in the previous episode, we talked about Abraham and his son Isaac. This time, however, we will focus on Ishmael and how he came into Abraham's life. Before Isaac was born, Abraham and his wife Sarah had a hard time having children. Even though God promised Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, Sarah could not envision how this would come to pass. In her sadness and desperation, Sarah came up with a plan. She offered her Egyptian servant, Hagar, to Abraham. Perhaps I can build a family through her, Sarah thought. Abraham agreed, and soon Hagar became pregnant. This situation, however, sparked intense jealousy in Sarah. Feeling hurt and angry, she treated Hagar very harshly. Eventually, things got so unbearable that Hagar fled into the desert. While Hagar was alone and frightened in the wilderness near a spring called Shur, an angel of the Lord appeared to her. He asked, "Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" With tears in her eyes, Hagar replied, "I'm running away from my mistress." The angel then told her to return to Sarah and submit to her, but he also gave her a promise. "I will make your descendants so many that they will be too numerous to count." The angel also said that she would have a son named Ishmael, which means God will hear. With this promise and hope, Hagar returned to Abraham and Sarah. In time, Hagar gave birth to Ishmael when Abraham was 86 years old. Although Ishmael brought joy to Abraham, tension remained because Sarah had not yet born a child of her own. Years later, God's promise to Sarah was fulfilled, and she gave birth to a son named Isaac. During a celebration for Isaac, Sarah saw Ishmael mocking her son. Concerned that Ishmael might claim part of Isaac's inheritance, Sarah demanded that Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away. This was a very difficult moment for Abraham because he loved Ishmael. However, God spoke to Abraham saying, "Do not be distressed about the boy and your servant. I will make him into a nation as well because he is your son." So early the next morning, Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael away into the desert of Beersheba. As they wandered through the desert, they soon ran out of water. In their moment of need, an angel called out to Hagar from heaven saying, "Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying." God then opened Hagar's eyes and she saw a well of water nearby. This marked a turning point for them. God promised that he would make Ishmael into a great nation. From that moment on, Ishmael became the ancestor of the Arab people and was revered as a prophet, while Isaac became the ancestor of the Jewish people. The scene of Hagar and Ishmael's survival was captured by Camille Corot in 1835. The painting depicts a parched desert landscape, likely inspired by Beersheba. In the foreground, we see Hagar, looking tired and desperate. She kneels beside Ishmael, who lies on the ground, weak and nearly succumbing to thirst. Hagar's face shows deep sadness as she gazes up at the sky, imploring for help. In the background, an angel symbolizes hope and the promise of salvation. This painting is not just about a Bible story, it's a powerful message about motherhood, resilience, and hope, even in the darkest times.